Welcome to Nugg Talk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Nugg Talk, a weekly podcast where we talk about everything going on in the NBA, but more specifically, everything going on with your Denver Nuggets. I'm your host, Loki, here once again with my co-host, Phil. Phil, what's up?
Hello. What's up?
More. I need more. More energy. Bring it. I don't have the energy today. It's
Hello!
There you go. It's all you. This podcast is all you this time.
God. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, it's all you, buddy. Now tell us the news.
I
I was joking.
You didn't prepare
I
me.
was joking. You don't have to do it. We'll get into some news today. The first thing we want to talk about is just the second count in, or I don't know, turn out, vote out, whatever the fuck it's called, of the AllStar votes. What are your thoughts on that? Luka is no longer the leader of the West. LeBron leads everyone again. What are your thoughts about snubs, people who are too high? Obviously, the Taco Fall Caruso thing's stupid.
We won't even talk about Taco Fall and Caruso. I kind of agree with it. I think DeMar. Wow, that was a slip. Sorry. I think LeBron deserves to be the leading vote getter in the West. He's still the best player in the world, and then Giannis, obviously. I also agree with where Jokic is at in his in the front court standings. I don't have the list pulled up.
I think he's fifth.
He's fifth, and everybody he's behind makes sense to me. It's like Paul George, Kawhi, LeBron, AD.
Yeah, those are the people he's behind. He's fifth. He's now ahead of Karl Anthony and Kristaps, who he was behind earlier. I also think he might have been behind Melo, or he was very close with Melo. Melo's 8th. Ingram's 9th. Dwight Howard's 10th in votes. Joss 10, 9 D'Angelo, Devin Booker, Donovan, Caruso, Westbrook, Curry, Lillard, Harden, Doncic. So I don't know. Mine for the people who are, I'm like, the person I think that's getting mainly snubbed for the most part would probably be Ingram's been playing really good, so I think he should be higher than at least Carmelo.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe Kristaps too, because Kristaps hasn't played that much. But again, it's a popularity contest for this.
Yeah, I mean, Steph is like.
Yeah, Steph should be lower. He's not even playing. He's not going to be back in time for this. So
he's not going to be back all season, probably.
And then East, I agree with the East for the most part. I think the only thing that's kind of weird is like Derrick Rose is really high. Zach LaVine's really high. Like those guys are higher than they usually are. At least I've ever seen them, because usually, like, I don't know, you think Kyle Lowry would be up there, but I think Trae Young deserves the votes because, I mean, some people we know are like, Trae Young shouldn't make it because his team has no success. But I rather see splash it from anywhere Trae Young than take a charge Kyle Lowry in the All-Star game, if I'm just going to be honest. I also rather see Kyrie Irving in there over Kemba Walker. I want more, flashy players in there. So I hope those guys get in, but we'll kind of see. I feel like everywhere's pretty much.
I think it's pretty good this year opposed to last year where it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Outside of your what?
Jokic will never start.
Jokic will never start, but that's fine. At least he's pretty much where he deserves to be. Last year it was pretty stupid. Who got voted to be a starter and didn't deserve it at all?
No, fucking.
I mean, Luka got like 5 million votes last year.
I don't remember. Dwayne Wade. That might have been
Dwayne Wade.
But then they gave them the free All-Star treatment for Dirk and Dwayne Wade, which was cool. But they're not going to do that for Vince Carter because he said he doesn't want it. So, but if the starters would be, if it was just based on fan votes, which it's not anymore, but if it was, it would be Luka, James Harden, Kawhi, Anthony Davis, LeBron for the West, and then for the East, it'd be Giannis, Joel, Pascal, Trae Young, and Kyrie. Which I think for the most part, except for Kyrie, makes sense.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, that's our thoughts on that. Do you have anything else to add to that?
I just pulled it up. I'm looking. I mean, the All-Star voting and for the fans has just become like a big meme now. Like,
yeah, because Taco Fall
and Caruso are getting votes just because.
But it's been like that for a long time.
Laugh of them. Yeah,
there was 2 years ago. I don't know, 2 years, 3 years ago when what was his name? He used to be on the Warriors. He tripped Kawhi and hurt Kawhi. What was that guy's name?
Oh, Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah, Zaza Pachulia was really high because his whole home country voted for him because he was basically like a meme too. There's always things like that, but now they don't take into account that stuff anymore.
Yeah,
so.
Thankfully not. I mean, you kind of feel bad for the players below him. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's funny Melo's on there because that's just it's his name only. That's
Yeah,
I won't get into how I feel about Melo and how he's been playing this year. But
it's fine. He's been decent.
He's been decent on a.
He lasted longer than we predicted.
He did last longer.
You said 3 weeks. I said like 2. So he's staying the whole year. So that's good for him at least. But now we'll get into a new segment, and I feel like the segment's going to pop up at least like every other week. And the segment's called "Why You Tampering?" And we're going to start off with the first ever person for this segment, and it's Steph Curry on "Why You Tampering?"
King.
So the Bucks played the Warriors recently. Steph Curry wasn't playing, obviously. Bucks barely won that game, which was kind of surprising. Warriors have been playing kind of hard as of late, so I'll give them credit there. But after the game, they're talking. Everyone's doing the good game, good to see you, nice, what's up? And then Steph Curry is like, hey, Giannis, how about we team up? Yeah, let's do that. And then everyone heard it. Like, it was pretty obvious that he said explicitly the words, let's team up. And I think also included in that was the summer.
Yeah.
I'll put the quotes around it just to be allegedly.
Did you hear what they said when they asked him?
And then Steph Curry said, oh, yeah, I did say that, but I was talking about PUBG. And if you don't know what PUBG is, it's an online game like Fortnite that was original before Fortnite where you play with other people in a battle royale type of thing.
Try and be the
no one fucking plays that game anymore.
Yeah, no one plays that game anymore, so it seems that's probably just false.
He's just tampering like he did with KD, like they all did with KD. It's tampering. He definitely was like, hey, come over to the Warriors and play with us. And now he's just like, no, I meant PUBG. And the fact that he didn't get fined is some bullshit. What are your thoughts on why are you tampering with Steph Curry?
They always just the NBA doesn't care about tampering. They pretend like they do, and they do little slaps on the wrists. If that sucks, it's annoying, but I think tampering is just going to get worse before it gets better. So
it's
unfortunate, but
and this is why everyone's like, why do NBA players keep covering their fucking mouths during like post game like stuff when they're on camera or just like at all times? It's because they're always talking about this shit or something along these lines, or they're saying something inappropriate and they just don't want to get caught by the cameras. Because people are very good at reading lips, better than I could ever be.
Yeah.
But this wasn't even like someone read his lips. Like literally, a reporter heard him say, "Let's team up this summer," and like tweeted it out. So I think it's ridiculous he didn't get fined. I think it's dumb. Now the question comes: what's the percentage you give of Giannis going to the Warriors? Let's see what you think right now.
I want to give it a low percentage, but I feel like I might be wrong. I'm gonna say, I mean, it depends on what happens this season.
Yeah, it depends on the Bucks.
If the Bucks make the finals, I'm gonna say 40%. And if they miss the finals, I'm going to say 51%.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you because I just assume they're going to make the finals because the only team that I think has the talent to beat them is the Sixers, but they're very much not living up to expectations. So I don't even think anyone can really compete with them. So I'm going to go with 40%. I think even if they make the finals, there's still a 40% chance. Because those guys really complement Giannis Antetokounmpo very well because they can shoot around him. Draymond can play defense with him. And then if they want to do a sign-in trade, I think there is a possibility that they could just trade D'Angelo Russell to Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
And some other pieces too. Probably that Eric Pascal guy who's been pretty good for them and so on. So, yeah, I think it's possible. I really hope it doesn't happen, but I could see it.
It's something that probably needs to be put into consideration, unfortunately. But
let's hope it doesn't happen. As long as Giannis stays on the East, every Nuggets fan should be happy. So let's just root for that. Whether it's the Bucks, the Raptors, the Knicks, the Miami, one of those teams, stay there, or come to the Nuggets. That'd be cool, but probably won't happen.
Amazing, unlikely, but
still. But yeah, that's the news for the most part. That's our new segment. Trust me, that segment's going to return quite a lot. Yeah. And the words that are going to be repeated in that segment are probably going to be Warriors, Lakers, LeBron, Curry.
That's pretty much it.
Celtics, maybe.
Maybe a little bit of Mavericks.
There'll be a lot of tampering going on. We'll bring that back. But now on to our Nuggets, talking about how everything went. We went 3-1 this week. We played, the week of our podcast week. We played the Hawks, we played the Mavericks, we played the Cavs, and we played the Clippers. Again, we went 3-1. We'll start off with the Hawks game, which we won, but it was kind of close for a lot of it, which was really annoying. But we won. Who would you say was your MVP for that one?
Didn't Jokic drop 47 in this game?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
going to say,
Jokic.
if you don't say Jokic, I was going to smack you in the face.
Jokic career high 47. This is the kind of game that I've been waiting for him to have, like basically his whole career. So I mean, he's shown this before, obviously, but this is just the kind of efficiency, the kind of scoring that you like to see from your superstars every once in a while. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, he played amazingly. I can now officially say this was a game that brought Jokic back. He's back. Like, he's back. He's an all-star again. I don't think it's a question. He's looked very good this month. We'll get into it as we, proceed further and further on in the other games. But, I mean, he dropped 47. No one could stop him. He was looking to score. He got in a fight with Vince Carter.
Yeah, Vince Carter did not like him in this game at all.
I thought that was really weird. But overall, like, he was kind of getting into their heads. Like, they had no answers for him. We kept feeding him the ball. Other people played well in the game. It wasn't like just him, but for the most part, like, it was good to see him starting to hit the 3-point shot again. It was good to see him, getting back in the post, playing bully ball. And it was good to see him not pass up easy opportunities, because I think that's been the main issue with Jokic, is that he passes up easy opportunities too much. Mm-hmm. And he didn't really do that this game. So I was excited to see that. Again, we won 123-115. Other people played well. Will Barton played excellent. It was his birthday day. He did good. It was his birthday day. Yeah, I said that.
Birthday day.
But yeah, he played really good for that game. He had 28 points, 12 of 20 shooting. He didn't shoot 20 shots, but I'm not even upset because no one else was really scoring.
Yeah, if he makes them, then that's fine.
Jamal played pretty well, and Monte played really well. Monte had 14 points off the bench. Until Jamal started playing better later in the game, Monte was really our third guy in that game who was helping us out. Paul didn't play that well, but he's still nursing this knee injury that we'll get into again.
I think he might have gotten hurt in this game.
It might have been this game where he it got frustrated and swollen and stuff like this. Again, we'll get into it. It's apparently a bigger issue than we originally thought. Gary played poorly, and that's also something we will get into. 2 of 12 shooting, 6 from 3, only 4 points. MPJ played 20 minutes, didn't play that well. Probably one of his worst games he played.
Yeah, it's weird because he only took 3 shots. I don't know if he just couldn't get himself involved or what. But
I think it was just more of the fact that Jokic was popping off, but I don't know. I feel like he should have done a little bit more. But, he's young. He'll learn. Jeremy played, good. He only had 6 points, but I love Jeremy no matter what. And Plumlee didn't have to really play this game. So, on the Hawks side of things, Trae Young still balled out, but we ended up double-teaming him. He didn't, score on us as much. Herter scored on us a lot and got it close. But we closed it out for the most part. What was any other thing you want to say about this one? Any other thoughts?
I think Trae Young's a really tough matchup for us. But I will say obviously we played him better than we did the last time. But in saying that, we forced him to turn over the ball 7 times, which is pretty good. We made life difficult for him. He's just got a pure shot. Yeah. So it's hard to always stop him. And when he's on, he's almost unguardable.
Yeah, I mean, holding him to 29, it's not bad. It could have been better. Again, we had some defensive lapses on Trae Young, but we played good for the most part. My thing is, just for the first time, we just need to stop a center, and we kind of did stop a center, but then again, it's Bruno Fernandez, so I don't know how much that really counts. But yeah, overall, this game was good. We shot the 3 all right. We won the rebounding battle, which is, again, something I'll bring up later. But no, I was pretty proud of this game. I was happy with it. It was a good bounce back victory after losing to the goddamn Wizards.
Yeah, it was nice to bounce back, even if it was against a team as bad as this team is. But
hey, man, they almost beat the Rockets.
That's true.
Almost. But now we'll get into the next game, national televised. the Doncic versus the Jokic. I'm just going to say right here, I fucking called it.
You did call it. You really did.
Everyone who's listening to this, I hope you go back and listen to the last podcast if you didn't hear it. Because I fucking called the game winner on this, and I called the Jokic game winner. And that's what fucking happened. We won 107-106. I cannot tell people on this podcast how happy I was when that actually happened.
It's loud.
It was amazing. But I would say, again, MVP of this game is Jokic.
Oh, 100%.
He went on a...
I think that's
he scored 21 points in the third quarter, I think, or 24.
I think that's going to be the theme of this episode is MVP Jokic.
He did very good. He scored 26 out of his 33 points in the second half, and 21 of those came in the third quarter, which is the most points he's ever scored in a quarter. We fucking needed all those 21 points because on the opposite side, Luka Doncic scored like 15 of their points and assisted on 2 others. Luka was popping off. I give a lot of credit to Luka. One thing I will say, and I think you will agree, he complains a lot.
I think that's just the European.
More than Jokic, in my opinion.
In that game, he definitely complained more than Jokic.
My man was complaining on the bench.
He was complaining the entire time, and we made life difficult for him, too. He couldn't hit a 3 that night, which is rare. Credit to Gary Harris and Jeremy Grant, probably, and Torrey Craig.
Yeah, Torrey Craig did a lot on him. It was good defense overall. Do you have any co-MVPs or anyone else you want to shout out? I think
I guess Plumlee played pretty well, but Jokic was the man.
He was the man. He won this game for us. I also clutch stats. Jokic is the clutchest man in the NBA.
Yeah.
Without a question. If you actually look at it, last 3 minutes of a game in the past 3 years.
He's shooting 70%.
He's way above anyone else. I think the next closest person's LeBron, and that's barely there. I'm not even sure if it's LeBron. It's one of those people.
Yeah, he's been ridiculous. When he's had the opportunity to make a game winner, I think he's made it pretty much every time.
He's made 3 game winners on the Mavericks, by the way, in his career, so they're pretty used to this happening. I just think it's awesome. In this game, I would say Jeremy played really well. I like Jeremy so far. He's been great this season. We'll get into more of the good things about Jeremy later on. But Jamal played decently in this. Again, he just can't figure out his 3-point shot.
Yeah.
Really, no one on this team can.
It's true.
Except for Jokic, which we'll get into, especially in the next game.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about that, imagine if Gary and Jamal were shooting like they were even last season. We would
2 years ago.
Or 2 years ago. We would be in a really good position. But
they're not.
Yeah.
Which is an issue. And I don't know why.
The hope is they turn it around eventually. If not this year, then hopefully next year.
With this game, though, we tied on rebounds. It was basically, we had the same stats. If you look at their team stats and our team stats, for the most part, they're very similar. The only difference is that we won the game. We had 1 extra point. So that's good. Juancho shouldn't have really played in this game. Don't know why he did. MPJ, again, didn't play that well. He's still learning. Wante solid as always. Malik popped off kind of in this one. But yeah, that's mainly it for this. Do you have anything else you want to add about this?
I'm just going to disagree with the Malik popping off thing.
He had 10.
He made his 3s, and I'll be okay with, and I'm happy with that.
He had 10 off the bench. He did good in this game.
Yeah, he was fine.
Without him, we needed some of those buckets. He was the only other person to score, I think, in that third quarter.
I agree. We needed to play him because Will Barton was out. So
yes, Will Barton was out. That is something. Also, wait, that's a good point that you brought that up. Kristaps is out in this game, and a lot of people were like, well, Kristaps didn't play. Shut up. Will Barton and Paul Millsap didn't play. Shut up, people who are Dallas fans or people who just doubt the Nuggets. I get it. Granted, he didn't play, but we didn't have 2 of our starters. So,
and we acknowledge that Kristaps is better than both of those guys, but not the value that Millsap brings on defense, especially. And Will Barton also on defense, apparently. So,
and again, shout out to Torrey Craig because he did come in and play defense on Luka, and he did a really good job, at least on the 3-point line of guarding him. So, good for him. Good game, good win. Fucking called it, just saying. Next one, and this is where everything turned to shit. We lost the Cavs. Doesn't even sound right saying that coming out of my mouth. We lost to the Cavs, 111-103. I watched all of this game. You got snippets of everything I told you.
Yeah,
that happened.
I was checking the score throughout the evening, and then eventually,
we just didn't come out to play. And I put this primarily on the players. I will get into a rant a little bit about Malone for one thing. But we play like shit. I'm not going to give an MVP to anyone. I'm going to go against their code, or creed. I'm going against it.
Yeah.
There's no MVP for this game because no one fucking played well.
No one played well. And, like, even if you look at the box score, like, Jokic played well, but also he only took 12 shots, and that's not enough.
I'm not even going to give it to Jamal. He had 22. I don't even give a shit. I'm not going to give it to him because literally I actually had 24. No one played. He shot 2 of 9 from 3. Everyone on his team, our 3-point percentage was 20%.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we lost this game, is we couldn't knock down a 3 to save.
And theirs is 32, and they're one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. And also, their best player, Colin Sexton, at least for this game, their best player is Kevin Love. But for this game, their best player, Colin Sexton, he's shooting 30% from 3. He shot 4 of 7 this game from 3.
That's not good.
And it was mainly because we weren't guarding him. But after a while, you make the adjustment once you see he's making it, and you guard him.
Yeah. I know he gets a lot of shit, but he's kind of playing pretty well recently.
Colin Sexton?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a bad player. I just don't like his, like, rat tail thing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he looks like a Padawan.
He looks like he thinks he's a Jedi.
Yeah, like he hasn't become a Jedi Knight yet, so he still has it. But yeah, Darius Garland played well too. Kevin Love whooped Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
Every single play that he wanted to score on Jeremy Grant, he whooped Jeremy Grant. At that point, we should have been like, shit, maybe we should put Jokic on him because he was whooping Jeremy Grant's butt. So that was a bad matchup. The game was going really badly for the most part. Then this is the shout out that I'll give to Malone. He decided, because no one's playing defense, not even Gary Harris, who was abysmal in this game, which we will get to. He decided to run a 2-3 zone, which was a good decision because they were already running a 2-3 zone. That's why we were making a lot of shots. It's an easy way to play defense because there's really no effort in it. You just stay in your area, you guard, you kind of move over depending on who moves in zones. It's really easy defense. It got us back into it. It flustered the Cavs. But then we couldn't capitalize in the end, and we left people open for the 3 way too much, even in the 2-3 zone. And they burned us, primarily Sexton and Garland. So it was bad. We probably should have tried running it sooner. And now we'll get into our rants. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I mean, I think we're going to say the same thing. I'll go quick. We all, I think if you're a Nuggets fan, you know what happened last night. We beat the Clippers. How do you go from losing to the Cavs and then beating the Clippers pretty handily the next night? That's just sad. Imagine if we've lost to the Wizards, Pelicans twice, Cavs,
Kings.
Hawks,
We lost to
Kings.
Kings once.
I think we lost the Kings twice.
I think we lost the Kings once. I hope not twice.
Well, that's at least 5. If only lost the Kings once, I just count 5 wins that we should have had. And if 5 wins, I think we're 4 back of the Lakers right now. We would be the 1 seed right now.
And the thing is, once we lost this game, we went to the 5th seed. And literally, we won the next game, and we went back up to the 2nd seed. That's how close the fucking West is right now, because Utah went on a 9-game winning streak, because they beat the teams they should beat. Clippers been consistently good for the most part, unless they're injured. Rockets, they're kind of like us. They're here or there. With that being said, I do agree with you. Again, we've talked about this before. Please show up for your competition every night. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Don't look ahead. They all looked ahead to the Clipper game.
They were not looking at this game at all.
They looked at this game and they're like, this game doesn't fucking matter. No one cares. Like, we're gonna wax these guys easily. You can't underestimate any NBA team. They're still NBA players. They know how to get buckets if you let them get buckets. It's really frustrating. And the thing that pisses me off more than anything, it's at home. I really thought this team had respect for their home court and didn't want anyone to beat them on their home court. And what I saw that night really broke me a little bit because it showed me that they're still kind of kids, which they are for the most part, but you can't show up like that. It's just
no excuse for losing a game like that anymore.
Like, you just can't. They're my age. Like, I get it. Like, they're not like mature and all that stuff.
None of them are in their prime. Yeah.
But you gotta show up for that and have pride in protecting your home court.
Exactly. And you can't say what they said, like, oh, we have championship aspirations this year, and then lay an egg and expect people to not be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And there's that one. Now, this one, will come to a shock of some people because I love this man.
Oh, yeah.
But Gary Harris has been really fucking bad, especially as of late.
Yeah.
Had a good game, and we'll talk about it. And hopefully that's more of things to come.
Hopefully that got his confidence back.
But the man, he can't go out there for like 30 minutes and shoot like he did and not score and just not bring any value to the team, especially because overall defensively, our defense, him, the team, they've all gone worse. Like, we're no longer that top 1 defensive team in the league. We're still in the top 5, but everyone can see it's got worse. We haven't put a team under 100 in a while. Most teams score 100 on us pretty easily now. And it's not even because of like a pace issue anymore. It's just like our defense has been poor, mainly because our defensive rebounding has been poor. A lot of things. But the thing with Gary is I almost gave up on him that night. I'm not going to give up on him yet. I think we should keep him for the year. But my God, he needs to score more. And if he doesn't score more, I'll get into the next rant. We need to start playing MPJ, maybe even start him. And the reason I say that, and this is shocking coming from me, is because our main issue is we don't score a lot in the first quarter. I think the first quarter is legitimately statistically our worst quarter offensively. We never score well in the first quarter for the most part. And I think Gary might be some of that issue because he's not scoring.
Yeah, and it's also like it's not like in some cases he's taking some dumb shots, but a lot of it is Jokic passes him wide open and
he's just missing
breaks
it.
it.
Yeah, so that's an issue. So that's what I'm saying. We should give MPJ those minutes if this persists throughout longer in the season. Last night made me not think of that as much, and I think Gary still deserves his spot, but we'll see how it goes as we progress. That is just my challenge to Gary. Fucking play better. Make your shots. Make open shots. I don't even care if you make contested. Just make open shots and be aggressive and stop taking floaters.
Gary and Jamal are having very similar seasons in my eyes as far as the offensive end goes because they're both super inconsistent and neither of them can hit threes this year. I would say Jamal's having a better season offensively, but he's also having pretty bad this season defensively. So,
yes.
One thing I will say is we played really well last night against the Clippers, but I'm kind of, after watching that game, I'm kind of afraid of playing them in the playoffs just because Jamal's going to have issues.
Yeah, Jamal's going to have issues. We'll get into it. Last thing with this game against the Cavs, and this is a rant on Malone. What the fuck did you play MPJ for 3 minutes?
3 minutes. He gives up on that man way too much. He also admitted that, I think either after that game.
He probably did, but that's no excuse. You can't just forget about this guy, especially when literally no one on our team, except kind of Jamal, is scoring the ball. And that man is primarily a scorer.
Yep. That's like all he does, and that's kind of what we need.
So you should probably play that guy a little bit more. Give him a chance. Give him 10 minutes. If he's not having it, sure, fine. Take him out. But literally no one in that game was.
If he's looking like a rookie, you can take him out, play him less, but you got to put him back in because then every time he has a bad stint and then he doesn't play the rest of the game, that probably hurts his confidence.
It's just not good. It's not a good look. Again, this is where we got into, and I won't bring it up again because it'd just be like a broken record where we have to, open up some rotation minutes for him. But that's on Malone, just generally on Malone. Like, you see no one else is making shots. Malik's not making shots. Gary's not making shots. Will's not really making shots. You got to play MPJ more in 3 minutes. Like, literally, one of our friends texted you and asked if he got injured, and that's why he played that many
asked me
minutes.
if he got injured, and he did not. And that's the thing is, like, even when MPJ is having a off-ish night, he can fuck around and score 8 points.
Yeah, he can get points very quickly. And the next game we'll talk about, he got 7 points in 9 minutes or something. When he gets going, and he gets buckets quickly. And that's the thing he does, and no one was really scoring. So might as well put him in and see what he could have done. I think it was a missed opportunity to see. That could have been very easily a game MPJ won and would have been a huge confidence boost for him. But again, we have these weird rotation issues where we didn't play him. So that was on Malone. He probably owned up to it. I haven't looked in to see if he did, but it's just ridiculous. So that's my last rant with the Cavs. This game we're going to move on from. It's definitely the worst loss of the season, without a doubt. I think you agree too now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then this team, the life of being a Nugget fan, sub 500 teams, we lose. Some of the best teams in the West, we beat them. And we beat them pretty well. We beat the Clippers by, I think, 10, maybe more.
Beat them by 10.
MVP of that game, I'm actually going to give it to Jeremy, and I'll say my reason why, but I'll give it to Jeremy. You can say yours.
I'm going to give it to Gary.
Gary played really well.
Gary bounced back so well. Gary set the tone in the first quarter.
Yeah. Gary played well. He made buckets. He looked kind of like old Gary. He was taking some good shots. He was feeling himself. It was good to see. I'm going to give it to Jeremy because I think we found a Kawhi stopper.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it officially yet.
Yeah, I mean,
but
like
he did really freaking good for the most part.
He made Kawhi's life very difficult.
He blocked that guy twice.
Kawhi scored 30.
But it wasn't an easy 30.
It wasn't an easy 30. It was 12 of 25, which isn't inefficient, but it's not efficient.
Yeah.
Didn't shoot well from 3. Jeremy gave him issues because Jeremy's really long and about the same size as Kawhi.
Yeah,
so.
Jeremy, there was something going on whenever Jeremy was on Kawhi that he looked frustrated and he didn't look great. Like, obviously, he still was going to make buckets, and even Jeremy said that after the game. He's like, I tried my best. He made a tough shot. If he makes a tough shot, he made a tough shot, but at least I blocked him twice, is basically what he said. So I like that. I'm going to give it to Jeremy just for that because I think that's good signs going into the future for potentially when we see them in a playoff matchup, if we do, maybe starting him at the 3 or the 4, because you change your lineups when you get in the playoffs depending on what they're doing. And we might have to start him over Will Barton or Paul Millsap, depending on what their rotation looks like.
Depending on what they decide to do.
So yeah, I think that was good to see. Also, Jokic played really fucking well. Yeah, he didn't have 20 points, but
no, he did. He had 20 exactly.
Oh, he did have 20, so he got to it eventually. But he looked good.
He was just solid. He was very solid, and this was kind of the night where he wasn't looking to score, but that's because everyone else was kind of scoring.
Yeah, I mean, this is a thing that's weird too. The night before, one of our worst 3-point shooting nights. This night, probably one of our best. Makes no sense.
It's a good night when Vlatko Kankar plays.
Yeah, because he came in the last 2 seconds, basically. But yeah, it was just kind of strange because literally the night before we shot 20-ish%. This night we shot 44 from 3, which is I think our best we've shot from 3. Probably. Also on that subject, Jokic shot 3 for 4. My man's has been shooting amazing.
Yeah, his percentage is up to 34, which is the second best of his career.
Yes, and also he's at 48% this month from 3.
It's pretty good. That's a really good sign.
That means basically 1 out of 2 shots, if he takes a 3, he's making it for the most part if you round up.
That's cool to see,
He's got his shot back. He's playing well again. He looks good. He had 15 rebounds. He did really good there. Jamal played pretty well, but again, as you said, there was issues with Jamal that you can get into if you want.
Well, as we just covered, Jeremy Grant played guard pretty well on Kawhi. So how did they remedy that?
Does anyone remedy anything?
They just forced the switch onto Jamal, and Jamal just got torched every single time. Yeah. If it was Kawhi, Lou Williams, even really? Patrick Beverley, it was bad. Another thing also is that Montrezl Harrell, maybe Paul could help with this, I would think, but Montrezl Harrell just seems to be stronger than everybody on
I think
team.
No matter what, with centers, they're always going to score on us. It's our burden this year. It's our burden until Jokic gets better defensively, IQ-wise, and a little bit more agile side to side and stuff like that, like lateral quickness. It's going to be a problem for a while. But even for Plumlee, it was kind of an issue. But again, I'm not a huge fan of Plumlee anyway, so Montrezl is always going to do well. But I do agree, and this has been a thing for a long time. The only thing that makes me sad about it is when people switch onto Jamal last year, I used to be like, well, you can tell he's not trying.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really care. This year he's trying, and he's still getting torched.
He's getting torched pretty bad.
And it's really sad to see. He'll get better, I think, as he gets stronger and older, but that's going to be a big issue when we get to the playoffs. So hopefully we can figure out a way to hide him on defense, kind of maybe put him on a center or something. Yeah. Not underneath the basket or a stretch 4. Put him on someone who doesn't really handle the ball a lot. We're going to have to find a kind of a way to hide him like the Warriors used to hide Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. But even that got exposed when the Cavs started basically doing the same thing, putting Steph Curry on LeBron and Kyrie in pick and rolls. So we'll see how it goes. It's an issue that you can overcome, though. The Warriors did it, so we can learn how to do it with good coaching. So other people who played well in this game, MPJ had 13. Like I said, he came in, second quarter, he popped off.
Yeah.
He had 7 points in 9 minutes. He did really good. He kind of led the takeover of this game for the most part, and even the announcers, like they said that too. So like, it's like he's good. He's good when he gets minutes. I think. For the most part.
He at least scores when he gets minutes. And like I get that he's a rookie and he's a really bad defender, but it's a little frustrating when you see him do this when the night before he played 2 minutes. Yeah.
Also, shout out to Torrey Craig. Came in, played good minutes, scored, did really good. That's like a stat line you want from Torrey Craig. 4 of 6, 1 of 2 from 3. Mm-hmm. Play defense.
That's exactly
what Torrey Craig got to do. Monte Morris again, solid as always. Monte Morris, I'm gonna say this right now, has been fucking amazing.
He has been
of late.
He's been he's been one of our best bench players.
He's our second best bench player behind Jeremy, in my opinion. But Jeremy's also been basically a fringe starter this month.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monte, he comes in. He knows his role. His role is to attack, get people open. If they're not open, get a bucket. And he's been doing that exceptionally well. He's still, not turning over the ball. I love Monte Morris. It's going to be sad when he goes because we're going to lose cap space and all this stuff we talked about before.
We got too many other guys we have to keep.
It's okay. We have PJ Dozier in the wing. He's getting triple dubs left and right in G League, so I think we should be fine. But for right now, I love Monte Morris. He's been great. Everyone really played well except for Will Barn in this game and Chan Charm, basically, but he came in for like 0 seconds.
He barely played. But good performance, and because it was such a good performance, it was a really frustrating performance in my opinion.
Yeah, it just made me more upset about the Cavs loss, and I think it made more people upset about the Cavs loss. And again, we talked about it. Every game is crucial because we went literally 2-5-2 in a span of 3 nights or something like that.
2 nights.
2 nights, yeah.
Yeah.
We went 2-5-2. And we could easily, if we lose our next game, go back to, even if we don't lose our next game, because we don't play for a while, we could easily, by the end of this night or next night or whatever, but by the start of our next game, be the 3rd or 4th seed, because the West is just so damn close. So you can't lose games, especially the games you're supposed to win. Overall, it's still a good week with an asterisk.
Yeah, good week, good wins against good teams, and then your typical Nuggets loss.
Yeah, because we talked about this again. We would have took a 3-1 as long as that one was against like the Mavs or the Clippers. It was against the Cavs. It should have been a 4-0, so that's why we're upset. But overall, they played pretty good. We're at the halfway point now of the season. What would you give ranking wise for this team? So like grade wise for this team,
I'm gonna give them a B. I think they are a good team. I think everybody knows that they're a good team and they're a playoff team. They're going to be a perennial playoff team, but there's just something there that's just not quite clicked yet.
Yeah.
And if it clicks, it's scary for the rest of the league, but it has to click for it to be scary, So that's where I'm at with them. A lot to build on, a lot of time to do that. So
yeah, I was going to give them a B, but then Jokic started playing like Jokic.
Yeah.
So now it's a B+.
That's fair.
But I do also agree there's a lot they can improve on. Our defense needs to get back to being elite because it's not elite right now. We need to learn how to shoot a goddamn 3-pointer. And also, we need to continue with rebounding because I have a statistic for you with the rebounding that I will pull up. But when we win the rebounding battle, we usually win the game. But I didn't think it was as big as a discrepancy as it is when we lose it. So let me tell you what it is. Let's see, right? Come on, load. There we go. Okay, so when we win the rebounding battle, I think we're 17-2.
Jeez.
And then when we lose it, we are 9-10.
Yeah, so
it's big. It's big-ish.
We're like a top team in the NBA when we rebound and a mediocre team when we don't. That's kind of how it feels, too. When we get out-rebounded, we lose. Doesn't matter who we're playing.
Doesn't matter who we're playing. So we have to get rebounds. That's the main thing of our team. So if we get rebounds, we're literally 17-2.
And I think the rebounding helps the defense because if you...
Because then you confirm that you stop them. Like, you get a defensive rebound, it's over. When you give them offensive rebounds, they always score on us. I don't think there's ever been a chance I've seen someone to get an offensive rebound and they didn't score on us.
Yeah, seriously.
it's bad. So
that's another thing I want to actually shout out Torrey Craig for is like that's what I mean. That's Torrey. He always hustles. He gets more offensive rebounds than like most people on our team.
He always goes for offensive rebounds. Him and Michael Porter are like hardwired to do that. Like it's just inside themselves to do that always. Because MPJ always goes for it too. MPJ is going for it more for the idea to put it back in because that's what he likes to do. Torrey is actually just doing it to get the ball. But I like when those guys play. I really do think those are the guys that we should keep once we get closer to the trade deadline. Again, we'll talk to it as we get closer with it. But another thing is also with the win over the Clippers, we're 14-6 against playoff teams.
It's good.
We're 16-6 against the West, and we're 5-0 in our division. So we're good when it's good teams. We're bad when it's bad teams.
Yeah, it's weird, but you like that because in the playoffs you don't play the bad teams. So
it's just kind of ridiculous, but at least, games, they've been going pretty well for the most part. Like I said, still a pretty good season. There's just little things we can fix. We just all have to hope that Gary figures it out. We have to hope that Jamal figures it out from 3. Jokic looks like he's all set now. He's all good. He's flowing. He's back to MVP level basketball. Will Barton, been pretty solid. Oh, I forgot. Paul. We have to talk about Paul. So the knee injury apparently was something where he came out and said it was a lingering issue, like near training camp-ish, and he probably should have got surgery on it. So now it's just going to be an issue throughout the season. So we're always going to be precautionary with his knee. I think it has something to do with like it being swollen and like kind of fluids and stuff like that. So he's probably going to be on load management for the rest of the season. Yeah. He'll play like a couple games here or there, rest 2.
At least his backup isn't Trey Lyles.
Yes, now it's Jeremy Grant, so that's great. So that helps out immensely. So that's an update on Paul Millsap. Luckily, that's the only thing we kind of have to deal with right now. Everything else has been fine. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Now we can talk about the games we have coming up. Schedule's really weird, so we're gonna talk about the back-to-backs, and then our next episode will come out on next Tuesday, just because how weird the schedule is. Our first back-to-backs on Wednesday and Thursday. I think the first game's the Hornets and then the Warriors. And then the next back-to-back is... What's the next one?
The next is Sunday, Monday, Pacers, and then the Timberwolves.
Okay, so we'll start off with the Hornets. I want to say we're going to win this easily. Well, for some reason, my mind's like, we're going to lose this. I really don't want to lose this game.
I'm gonna just say what I think is gonna happen this week. I think we're gonna go 3-1, and we're gonna beat the Pacers. So we're gonna lose to a shitty team. That's my prediction.
I don't want to lose to the Hornets, so I'm gonna say we're gonna beat the Hornets.
I'm gonna say we lose to the Warriors.
I don't want to lose to them either. Goddamn. I'll say we'll beat the Hornets. Key matchup is it Devontae Graham? Is that his name? Him versus Jamal.
Yeah.
That'll be a key one. I really hope we win that game. I'm still going to say we win, but it's going to be close. We'll win by like 4. They've really like hurt my confidence against bad teams.
It's weird. I'm more confident against the Pacers than I am against the other teams.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. What do you think is going to happen in the Hornets?
I think we beat the Hornets. I don't know how much we're going to beat them by. I'm going to say we beat them by 10. Whatever.
Okay. And then next one's the Warriors. Yeah. You said we're going to lose.
I say we lose this game. I think like something's going to happen. Draymond's going to turn back into the guy he was a year ago or something.
Is D'Angelo even playing? Like I never hear anything about D'Angelo anymore.
Let me see.
But I really hope we don't lose.
Yeah, he's playing.
Okay, well, I'll say...
I'm going to say, yeah.
I'll say Jokic, Draymond, and I'll say we win again by like 4.
I'm going to say we lose this one just because I had picking one to lose.
I'm
going to say we lose this one, and I think it's because Eric Pascal is just going to torch us because he's big, and that's just a problem.
It's so depressing that we're just going to lose to a sub 500 team because we have to.
Yep.
I really hope not. I really hope they prove us wrong.
Yeah. The next game is Pacers, and I say we win this. Probably by 15 or some shit.
Yeah, next game is Pacers. Is that at home?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think we win by... I'll say we win by 10. I don't know. Oladipo might be back for that one.
He might be.
I don't know. Probably not, but I wouldn't be shocked if he did come back. Brogdon's still ways away, I think. So I don't think he'll be back. But that team's still pretty good. They have Miles Turner, but again, Jokic beats up Miles Turner pretty easily. TJ Warren, I will say, is the key matchup because TJ Warren's a Nugget killer, even though he's not a Jimmy Butler killer.
Hey, shots fired.
But he is a Nugget killer. And I think we have to stop him because we lost a lot of games to Phoenix because of him. We almost lost the game to the Pacers because of him. So I'll say key matchup TJ Warren versus MPJ. MPJ is going to pop off against the Pacers again. And then the game after that is we played the Timberwolves.
And apparently All-Depot is eyeing a January 29th return, so it will not be against us.
Okay, cool. And then we'll play the Timberwolves. I think Cat's back. So many people have gotten injured. It's hard to really keep track of it.
Let me see.
I don't care for the other teams.
He's not back right now. They're playing right now, and he did not play.
Okay, so maybe he won't be back for our game.
See. I don't know.
If he is, Jokic Cat, obviously. Key matchup. If he's not, who cares? We should win this game.
Yeah.
This one I would say we win because it's divisional. I think they care about divisional.
Yeah, I don't think
knock on wood because last time I said they care about home games.
Yeah, but I think it's also they fucking hate this team.
I think they hate them a lot because 2 years ago they kicked us out of the playoffs.
I think they hate this team and the
Blazers.
Blazers.
Talking a lot of trash.
I don't think the Nuggets are ever not going to be up for a game against the Blazers or the Wolves ever again.
Yeah, so I think they're going to try really hard.
Knock on wood because
we've said these things before and they always just nah, screw you guys, we don't care. Except for the game winner. Again, called it. I'm gonna fucking milk that as much as I can. But yeah, I mean, come on, Wiggins is overrated. I don't know anyone else on that team. Jeff T comes off the bench for some reason. Who knows what's going on over there? We better win that game. I'd be really pissed if we don't. If we lose any game, it better not be that one. Because that one I'll be pissed. Just because I really don't like the Timberwolves. Mainly because Karl Anthony Towns really annoys me. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He really annoys me. He needs to get off of TikTok. I don't know what he's doing. Why is he on TikTok?
Because he's a cringy guy.
What the heck, man? Either way, yeah. So I'll say I don't think I said we lose. So I think 4-0.
3-1 because I think we're going to lose to a shitty team. I'm saying it'll be the Warriors, but it could easily be the
all these games are at home. They better not.
No, they're not.
No, the Warriors is not, right?
I think all of them are on the road except for the
Pacer
game.
Never mind then.
Let me double check.
Check that. I'll go to the fridge and check our calendar, but it's so far away.
No, so yeah, Charlotte and Indiana are at home. Golden State and Minnesota are on the road.
Okay. I still don't want to lose any of them. 4-0. I'm calling it. Let's do it.
3-1, but we beat the Pacers. That's all I'm going to say.
So depressing.
It's weird. If we go 4-0, I'll be just so happy because that means we beat a shitty team for once.
We better go 4-0. If we don't, we're going to be the 5th seed the next time we talk. The West is too damn close. It's ridiculous. I really hate the Lakers because they somehow beat the Thunder without LeBron and AD. It's bad. Anyways, yeah, that's it for us this week. I would like to hear, we're getting closer to the trade deadline. So if you guys, I'm going to put this out on anyone who listens to the podcast. I also put it in the description. At one point, we're going to do an episode where we talk about potential trades we can do. If you guys have any ideas and actually run them for the trade simulator, do not be sending me any stupid trades. Do realistic trades that can actually happen. Send those over at some point in the comments, and we'll do a whole episode on it and talk about trade options because we're getting close to the trade deadline. It's February 6th. It's coming up. So we're going to do an episode on that eventually, probably towards the end of the month. But start gearing your heads toward that. But either way, that's it for us this week. If you liked the episode, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you next week.
Go Nuggets.